Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Shirts in Time with me, Jake Shirts, and my lovely co-host Dan, aka Shirthead Stefan 83. How are we doing, mate?
I'm very good there, Jake. I'm very good, mate. Had what can I be described as one of those almost perfect weekends where certain teams lose and other teams win, and it just makes you feel great. So yeah, I had a good one, and I'm full of Easter egg chocolate. So yeah, not too bad, mate. What about yourself?
I think I'm fully recovered from the hangover now. I think there was
Did
a
you
moment. There was a moment midday where I thought, "Oh no, I'm not quite over it," but I think I'm over it now.
and how heavy did you get all the way through your second pint? I take it this time.
Oh, I don't know. Because normally after the second one, that's normally when I begin to forget things. I'm gonna say yes. I want to say yes. Don't quote me. If anyone's got any CCTV footage from Durham,
Yep.
probably keep it to yourself. Don't show it to me.
HM, HMP or Weatherspoons?
Oh, if I did do the second pipe, then probably HMP. I'd say HMP.
That's fair
I
enough.
look like the kind of person who would take over HMP Durham.
I can see it now. I can see it now. My second, was it my no first team skipper for Northumbria Uni did 6 months in Durham. Got out, completed his degree.
Wow.
Chin some posh lad in Durham, and knocked out all his front teeth, and they went after him pretty hard. So yeah,
I don't
there we
like how
go.
that's been tied in with me.
I don't
I'd
know,
be
mate, but I associate it to you now. I just when I see his face, that ability to turn to ultra violence at the drop of a hat, like violent, happy, violence, happy, violence. I see you. That's what I see, Jake. You're the sort of bloke who would take his glasses off, you neat them, fold them, pop them in a top pocket, and then within like 3 seconds, you've unleashed hell, like Liam Neeson style, like dropping Albanian gangsters all over the place. That's how I see
I
it.
think this is what you should be saying to all the boots lads. We've got this maniac in our team. He wears
They
glasses,
know.
but
They know.
oh, they know.
They've got
Oh,
the
they know.
CCTV from Durham.
Well, United, you had a good weekend results wise. I missed
Hmm.
United playing. By the sounds of it, I did quite a good job of missing it.
Yeah. I believe there are games to miss and there are games to watch and there are games to definitely catch the highlights on, and yours was definitely not one of those. Would that be an accurate description?
I think so. I mean, we've gone from the wonderful heights of knocking Liverpool out the FA Cup in probably one of the most dramatic games of the season to an absolute drab affair at Brentford, where we score in the 96th minute and still. We score the first goal of the game in the 96th minute and we still don't win the game. That's Man United this season. Your Pompey boy Mason Mount as well.
He's yeah. I'm glad he's managed that, mate. That was good. It's good to see him back. Did he? What was his overall performance allegedly like? Cat? I take it you didn't watch any of it.
I didn't watch any. I was in some state. I won't lie. And that kicked off at 8 o'clock. Uh, well, I think good because if he comes on in the 80th minute and then he's scoring in the 96th, I'd say good.
Yeah, no, that is good. He's when he's fit, mate, and he's up for it, and you decide to focus the team around him. He'll do the business for you, mate. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, I like the. We haven't really had him much because he's been injured, but I like the idea of him being at the club.
Yeah, I think he'll be a lot more. It won't just be the sort of platitudes that I believe in my mind when I see Bruno Fernandes turn out for you. I believe it's sort of like it looks like he's trying to do all the right things, where I think Mount believes in it and will do those things. Do you know what I mean? When he does it through pure heart, whereas I think Fernandes is like, I don't know. I feel that there's a lot of acting there, a lot of playing up to the cameras, a lot of playing up to the role, and there's not much now. I don't feel as much delivery from him as a player personally. Come at me, Man United fans. I don't really care.
Well, if Mason Mount doesn't be a success at United, I know who I'm gunning for.
Yeah, me
It's you.
definitely.
It's you. It's you. Do you want to tell the lovely listeners what we are showcasing tonight?
Well,
Today? This morning?
well,
This afternoon? Whenever you're watching it or listening to it?
yeah, or 5 to 10. So when we're filming it. So guys, my idea for today was going to be, because it's Easter, I did a little post about Easter eggs, and basically Easter eggs on shirts, little tiny bits, little tiny details chucked in by the design team, just to maybe lift a design or just something in there that's a little bit cheeky, little hint to something, a note to something. Sometimes they're quite delicate, other times they're quite in your face. But yeah, just all the little finer details in shirts. So I've picked out a selection. I'm going to try and narrow it down to 5, but I picked out a selection of shirts with nice finite Easter egg, doing the thing, doing the quotes with my hands here, Easter egg details on shirts. That is it. So I'm a big fan of it when it's done right.
I thought you were doing bunny ears there because it's Easter.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, I'll redo. They're not quotations in the bunny ears. That's your clip. There's your cover.
What have you got for us first?
Mate, so I've gone for I think we'll go back in time a bit. We'll try and do a little bit of chronology going forward. Sorry for the autofocus on my camera. I need to sort that out. I can't be bothered. So I'm going to go back to
on time. Let's go.
I'm going to go back to one of the what I think is like probably one of the more original sort of Easter eggs, or like a little bit of detailing, and it's going to be, this will muck you up, Arsenal. Now Arsenal kits for me always have something going on, and first one I'm going to go for is the 1992, I think 93 or 92 home kit, where they sewed a very small AFC into the collar. Little tiny detail. I'll hold that up to the camera there. Little tiny stitch detail. And this was actually, I had this. This was like the first Arsenal kit I ever owned as a child. My dad was too cheap to get me the Pompey kit of that year, so he went to the sales and picked this up. And I loved Ian Wright. When you're that young, clubs don't mean as much. It's about the players and like the icons. So I loved Ian Wright, and as a result, he got me this shirt in a much smaller size. So I love that little bit of stitch detail. So that's one. And then next, sort of Arsenal sort of went on to do a few bits and pieces. And if I go back to the round neck collar, when Jacquard started to come in, and they started to slide the Gunners going through the Jacquard print on the shirt of like the 94, 96, I believe this was, along with the lightning bolts. We spoke about old and new back then, but the biggest sort of upgrade would be across the anus, right across the Arsenal, as you could say there, with Arsenal and its lovely, whatever typeface that is, going across there. But love that. Lovely little detail. And this is where I think shirts started to get those little extra bits and pieces knocking about into it. Yeah, he didn't really feature on. So there it says Arsenal. And then they later turned that into Gunners. They did that on I think they did it on both the home and away anyway back then, but they changed Arsenal to Gunners. So there is the 96, 98 home kit with Gunners on the back. And there it is in the change colours of red and a sort of a navy border to it. Also a Gunners on there. Just love that. Absolutely love that little sort of treat there. And that's sort of the birth of it for me. That's like that's like my first instance of sort of like remembering all these little details starting to be creeping into kits. Love it. Well,
which do you prefer out of that then? Like, do you prefer it saying Arsenal or do you prefer it saying Gunners?
I actually prefer it saying
Gunners. Sorry,
I was going to say Gunners, yeah. Although Arsenal across the arse there is something funny about that. One next iteration of sort of stuff on the arse. It goes back to probably the biggest team on the South Coast, most successful team on the South Coast. Once again, leading the way with much finer details on shirts.
It's a bomber shirt.
You filth. No, as well as having a lovely little jacquard and loads of little star and moons there, but we've got the Pompey across the bum of the Pompey 97 to 99 shirt. Probably one of Pompey's best ever home kits. Yeah. A lot of people's number one. I'll put this always in my top 5 of Pompey home kits. Just a lovely detail, really nice, great text. It's actually a very similar text to the Arsenal one. I'll just have a little look while it's on the floor. It's quite similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's that sort of old school. The trick is in the E's, as it always used to be in the 90s. very similar. If any, you know what? Here you are, little treat. There it is. Two very similar shape E's.
I thought when you showed them me before, gonna peek behind the producer's curtain here. Showed me before the show, before we went live.
In the green room.
Yeah, they looked a very similar typeface.
They are. I think it is almost identical. It's the E's giving it away there. It's almost identical. I think ours is a bit more stretched out on the width, but well, there we go. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
It's more girthy in Portsmouth.
The wider fit. Have you got any little Easter eggs for us?
I've got this one. I keep staring at this while it's in my background, so I'm going to get it up.
Yeah, I do.
And I can't remember the year. Manchester United 2017-18. Away our third shirt, 1 or 2, but lovely. Ignore the big, awful Chevrolet sponsor.
Oh.
It's not a hidden little gem, but it's a lovely little Easter egg, isn't it? The Holy Trinity statue imprinted into the shirt. I love that how that's like heritage and icons tied into a football shirt. That's everything a fan wants. And then you've got players like Paul Pogba, Romelu Lukaku, you know, people like that wearing it.
Yeah, I mean, it really is mirroring the sort of best Lord Charlton sort of vibe, isn't it? You know, 3 of the greatest British players of all time, encapsulated with a biped donkey and a bloke who even can't do steroids right. Shocking.
There's a very long way of saying shite, but yeah.
I'll try to use my words. You know what I mean? I guess actually somebody should say your shirt there, because one of the other ones I was going to pick out was Holland. Holland have always had a few little bits and pieces on their kits, and for instance, a sort of similar item like that. Again, it's not really an Easter egg; it is just the shirt. It's a very this would be a nice shirt anyway, just plain orange.
Yeah, lovely shirt.
Where they just stuck the picture from what looks like to me, I reckon that's the '94 World Cup going across there. All the players jumping at each other, celebrating. Just right across the front, and this was the Euro '96 home kit. Now I don't know if you've ever seen the away kit of this, but it's orange fading into white. It's probably the most pointless away kit of all time, but it's actually ridiculously expensive. So they're always like 300, 350, 400 quid. It's stupid money. If someone's got one for cheaper, fucking stick it in the comments, message me, let me know. But whenever I go to look for the away kit for this, it's always expensive. But the home kit, you pick these up for under 100 quid all day. But yeah, it's got a lovely, great picture of the Holland players celebrating on there, as if it was trying to remind them to do something, as they scraped out of the group stages with a goal difference game against England. So yeah, a little bit of Dutch there. And then they went on to do some other good stuff as well. And I picked out the 1998 World Cup away kit. And Nike did some good stuff. This is a great template for me.
Yeah.
Nike did this great stuff. So this is
template.
So it's blue. They've got a lovely little sleeve cuff on there. In long sleeve, it looks great. Stitched on badge where it's just the KNVB logo. Lovely stuff. Like not being over clever. But on the side, and they did this with all of the variants from that year. They've just got a tiny little Netherland badge. See if I can get that a little bit better to the camera. So it's these little tags here.
Yeah, lovely little. Yeah. Actually, hang on there. I've got a Nigerian 98 here that I should have had prepared. But...
See, makes it up on the hop. Listeners, Jakes has just departed the seat with his faulty earphones, and he's left me to run the show. Here we go.
But look what he brings back though. He brings the goods. Look.
Oh, he does bring the goodies. Yeah, he does.
And then, like your one,
Nigeria. It's a lovely touch, isn't it? It doesn't take much. Just a little. There's no jacquard in these kits. It's very much about the material and the actual shirt and the cut. It's almost a semi-throwback sort of element to it. They've stripped it back, but just thrown in a little detail, and it's quite nice. I'm going to try and build up to what I believe is the mother of all Easter egg kits, where there's so much Easter egg in it, it's ridiculous. But I'm going to go for this is a team that always does an Easter egg. They're almost renowned for it. Barcelona. Now, Barca, there's always be something going on, some little something, especially with like their logo. So you've got a little Barca on the neck. You've always got a crafty little Catalan flag stuck on there.
Yeah.
Oh, they just can't escape it. And then on the neck collar, it's just got the that focuses in. It's got the Masun Club, Masque I don't know whatever it says in Spanish, but that there stuck into the neck. And it's not. It's just a little, hint. That's what the club's all about. That's their motto as they do different shirt sponsors now week by week with Spotify and buy players for millions of pounds. Yeah. I mean that's a club that's not lost its way at all. Barcelona. I love this. I'm actually not a really big fan of Barcelona kits, but I absolutely love this. And the little Barcelona badge in the name sets as well. Really nice. Like just really good. Couple of little bits in there, but just that little bit on the collar. But they'll always do something around that. And a club that seemed to get quite a few little bits and pieces. This for me is one of my favourite shirts last year. Again, simplicity, done really well.
Hang on. Manchester City treble winning shirt. It's not allowed on here, is it? No.
It's not allowed. What treble winning?
Sorry, it's just Pete. Pete, when we sorted Dan coming out on here. Yeah. Well, I said no Man City treble winning shirt. Yeah. He's just We're 18 minutes into this and he's yeah. I'll be in touch. Love you too, bye.
Unbelievable. These are the shadow clauses that my agent should have been taking care of. Obviously, you and him have come to arrangement. You're back channeling me. I'm not enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, what's it like to watch a team win the treble and probably do it a little bit better?
No, it didn't do it better.
Yeah, probably a little bit better. I'll tell you one thing, right? Just quickly on specs. Let's put dual specs in it just for a side combo. Why do Puma bother with an uprated spec of shirt? Why do they bother? It's like I find they're the only team who do an uprated spec and it's worse than the original consistently. Like it feels cheaper. Like it feels like worse. It's the actual standard issue ones feel much more luxurious. Like the fabric on this it's got quite a little dimensional weave to it. It's lovely. On the actual player one, it looks horrendous. But in the collar, they've stuck a nice little the King Colin Bell crown. I'll zoom that in. And it's all going back to the Colin Bell era kit. And they've got a little city sailing boat. There we go. Yeah, for that famous seaport in Manchester. So yeah, fucking landlocked city. So yeah, I like that, and just beautiful cuffs as well. It's a little bit of a details one.
I actually said when it came out last season, it was probably the best home shirt of last season in the Premier League. I was a massive fan of it.
It's
unfortunate.
It's one of those tough ones to appreciate. I mean, today there was a kit on TV that I really should not appreciate from a team down the road who've only ever won one trophy in their entire career and they're not very good. Coincidentally, they lost in the last minute in a game they had to win to keep up their chance of automatic promotion. I think their hopes are dashed. But coincidentally, that kit, my wife was sitting watching with me and she commented on the traitorous Gavin Bazunu's goalkeeper kit and said that was actually quite nice.
Yeah.
And I had to send her over to an education camp now, but at the time it's quite an innocent comment, and I'm sure she's, it did look acceptable, but that's between me and you, mate. I don't want the police knocking on the door again. I can't handle it.
I'll definitely make sure to cut that bit out.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to a team that now has had a much better half and half sort of textured kit. Again, a much more successful team. Strangely enough, it's Portsmouth. This is Kappa's red and black. This is almost their version of the 93-95 away kit. It's the first time it had been redone since 92-93. Kappa did it. Lovely job. Brilliant. Great fitting shirt. For a medium Kappa, it fits a bit more true to size than this, where they sort of drop that ultra skin tight thing and start going for a bit more fit.
Yeah.
On the neckline, there is a little logo there. Zeal does not rest. And that is the motto for HMS Art Royal, which I think got stood down that year from active service, or started to get decommissioned. It was about 2011, 2012. I swear God, Ricardo Rocha would have worn that. So that's a nice little detail on the back. Kappa did that well. Let's see what else we got. One kit that seems to almost always have a little bit of a little neckline detail or a little bit of something about it, or they'll always put something in the shirt. They'll do something really relating to the fans in the club in a very good way. For me, Schalke. And you'll always get, or a lot of the times now, you get this Wir leben dick. I don't know if that's said right at all. I'll have to ask the Hoff. That's
The
right.
Hoff.
But they always have a little neck detail. They always do a sort of variation on that as a graphic on the back, something to do with work. I can't remember what it means, but always looks good. They always do quite a good one. So quite a fan of Schalke for that. But they do stuff like they put like the city map on it, or they'll do something to do with the coal mine industry or the lights or something. They always put something in that kit that's pretty good and out there for people, so it's not too bad. Have you got any others that you want to sort of bring up, Jason?
I'm gonna steal one of the ones you had on Instagram, and I'm gonna go for this shirt again. But lovely,
great choice.
little Celtic FC, and a
So
Sports Direct cover as well.
Mate.
But that just like I think we touched upon it as well. That's in like the stained glass window. That's in the stadium somewhere. That's kind of reflective of that, I think. And then where is it?
Note to Mike Ashley, he's got your hanger, and I've got your address. So Mike, message me, 10 quid. I'll give him up.
And then this season's Manchester United home shirt. It's already got like the rose style. We've done this. Adidas and United have done it quite a few times since they've come back into us. I had that rose detailing in, but then obviously it's right in front of you there. Little rose, Lancashire rose.
Yeah.
The actual colour itself. I just love like little extra details in a shirt like that. And then just while it's here as well, handy. You've already mentioned it, but just to further your point, a full Catalonia collar.
So the wraparound Catalonia, that one.
Yeah.
Rapalonia. No, I like that, mate. That is good. I think they always do get that's how they always just get that little one. Do you remember as well? I haven't got one to hand because it's not a particular shirt. It's a period I like, but I don't think I've got one to hand. Was it Nike in 2014-ish? Started doing reverse details on the inside badge.
Oh, yes, they have. Oh, give me a minute. Right. Here we are.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, from the fucking Himalayas.
I am back. Another Celtic shirt. Again, very basic Celtic on top.
Yeah.
As you've said in the badge. Football without the fans is nothing. From Jock Stein. That's lovely, that, isn't it?
That, I'll tell you what, they all got good ones. That's the best for me. It's one of the best sayings in football.
And then Manchester United 2010-11. Paul Scholes on the back. Manchester United badge. And then a saying that we donned, believe. Not as long-winded as football without fans is nothing, but the same message. The same powerful message.
Oh, of course. I mean, believe has like, okay, Obama used it, I think, but I used hope, didn't he? But it's like, yeah, it's big. You know, one was taken up by an American TV show. The other one resonates with billions of people who watch football every week. That's fine, mate. It's absolutely fine. No, but what a good detail though. It's really good. It's a lovely little thing. Just to
It's an
stick
actual shame
on
that
it.
it's a shame the detailing's hidden though, isn't it, on the inside of the shirt?
But that is why it's an Easter egg.
Yeah, that
Because
is true.
you've got to get it. Think
Oh
about
wait,
details. Oh,
I
go on.
wonder. Sorry. I wondered, did the player specs of those shirts have that? Just
Oh,
'cause
that's an interesting
I
question.
can't imagine that would be that comfortable rubbing.
Maybe if you liked the effect
Yeah.
on your nips, maybe that was what made it like
Play
made
maybe play
Rooney
better.
do the overhead kick, trying to figure a way of getting the shirt rather than going up for the header and having it rub right on there. He thought, if I go upside down, the shirt's going to flake off. But he just did it for a momentary bit of relief. That's why he ran off going like, yeah, thank God, that felt so good. That's what it
Did
was all about.
Celtic might have beat Barcelona in this shirt as well?
Is that the
Maybe
Tony
they'll.
Watt era?
It might have been, yeah. Maybe they were all just like seriously aroused because of the shirt. That could be, some performance enhancing there actually.
Oh, maybe if they drug tested those shirts.
It's all legal though, isn't it? It's all natural.
Yeah. All right, Paul. All right, Paul. Calm down. Mate, think about stuff on the inside of kits. Now, this brings me to the next sort of. I suppose it is an Easter egg, but it's quite it was one of the marketing tools for it. So England and Umbro in particular went through a phase of thinking everyone wants two shirts. Why would you not want just this shirt? Oh look, an elongated and messed around cross on a collar. They mucked around with a flag design there. No one moaned then, did they? You fucking Brexit gammon wankers. So there goes our listenership. So I love this. I love this shirt. I was 18. Beckham, Argentina, World Cup. It was a great time being young when you've got these sort of moments, big shared moments where it's all around you, and it was just brilliant. So 2002 World Cup shirt, the away shirt, and obviously on this, two little Easter eggs actually. One was Umbro loved chucking in random details at this point. So they did the kickoff time
Yeah.
and the closing time. So that would be the start time the shirt was issued and the time it would sort of. That's it. We would stop releasing it. They stopped doing that
I
now.
really
I
missed
wish
that
they'd bring
though.
it back.
Yeah.
I loved that detail because it said, right, we're going to build for this tournament, but maybe because it was always centered around a World Cup, that it was quite not saying discriminatory. I'm going to say it was a bit more. It wasn't as inclusive towards all the women's tournaments, which I suppose is why we get almost a kit every year now. I have my belief that a whole country should wear one kit, and they should release a kit for the whole country, and it should be released at the time of the Women's World Cup. They should release the kit, and then the men wear it as well. And then when it comes around to the Men's World Cup, vice versa, they switch. Okay, if it's a new kit every year, then make the kits cheaper. Off we soapbox. One country, one nation. That's it. Anyway, back to this shirt. So, 2002, Labour government, we're all flush. We didn't need extra kits. But somehow they decided to make the shirts reversible, which actually weren't too bad. The quality was still excellent. On the inside, you had a foam pressed badge as opposed to the embroidered badge, which is a bit different on there. And yeah, you had a cut out label that you had to remove, and you could have a second shirt. Bonus about that is 5-a-side, absolutely brilliant. Because if you turn up and the other team wearing the same colour, and
Yeah.
you've bought this at Sports Direct in 2003 for about, I don't know, 13 quid, straight away you sorted. 5 of them, that's your team done. And you turn up, and I'll tell you the amount of times you play 5-a-side football and the other team beat everyone, just buy a load of England kits because you knew you turn up, flip them inside out,
Yeah.
you're sorted.
I got some
There he is.
serious
Good.
PTSD for my nipples when you've brought that shirt up. That foam badge on that blue side used to absolutely kill.
Oh, it did.
It was brutal.
Especially on young nipples, as the age you would have been when they were coming out.
I
Your
think that might be
younger nipples.
one of my first ever football shirts. That.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Which it sounded quite bad because you said you were 18 when you had it.
I was, yeah. My nipples are far more matured than your younger nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
great.
honestly. Oh.
Little
Not enjoyed.
product code tag as well. Yeah, love that.
They never wore that blue shirt though, did they?
No, they never would have wore it like that. It would just been an option. I've never actually looked when I went up to Umbro. I never actually looked to see if the players' kits they had were actually reversible. And I wish I'd checked. I just never did, because I think they had like Emil Heskey's World Cup kit, or one of his World Cup
Oh,
kits
really?
there. Yeah,
There'll be a way. I imagine there'll be a way of checking, like say after maybe that Argentina game when they've took the shirts off after the game to see if what it's looking like on the inside.
oh mate, definitely. You can see when they swap the shirts, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, spot on. But I love that kit. Just really nice. Didn't take much.
Proper Brexit badge as well. That's a big fan. That's a big. The Twitter lot would have loved that, wouldn't they?
That is literally, we're going to leave the EU. This is what it's going to be
Oh,
like.
it's not the right shape though. Actually, is it?
No, it's actually the Swiss cross, or even like a Ligurian cross. I don't know. It's a little bit, maybe a Lombardian one, but it's a nice. I love that though. How good's that? Yeah, I have two kits. I mean, who else? Chelsea have one.
Yeah, Chelsea had one which I found out a few weeks ago when I sold it, and I was taking pictures of it. I went, "What the fuck is this on the inside of the shirt?" Oh, it's another. Hang on, there's a shirt inside this shirt. What is going on?
Oh, I've been done. And I think they
I was so confused. I was literally putting the coat hanger through the head hole, and I was like, "What's my hand just brushed against there?" Because the badge is on the other side. I was like,
yeah,
another badge. But I like that. I like that, especially because it was the home and away shirt, so they would have switched between the two. Actually, wore both of them.
it's a great ploy to just sell them. You get both. I mean, the one thing I would say that was great about that period is that the shirts really weren't actually that much money. I don't think it felt like in relative earnings it wasn't high. The end of season sales were proper. Like you could get a shirt for like tenner.
Yeah.
And that was just normal. And in 2008, they actually released the England kit, or what would have been the Euros kit, and I think it was in a stand. They put it out like 13 or 16 quid, brand new.
Yeah.
And so it does annoy me when you go out and you see people with like the 2006 and 2008 shirts, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Beckham on the back, yeah, £100." I'm like, it's one of the most sold England kits of all time, easily, because they just make it next to nothing and just put it out there.
England had another reversible one as well, didn't they? Was it 2004?
Yeah, 2004's home kit. That was a bit more simple. It was I've got it knocking about. So I've got to have it printed for a mate. Nice shirt in long sleeve. It's really good. In short sleeve, it was just sort of average. I never really got to grips with it, but yeah, reversible. And I think it went from red on the outside, but it just had a blue,
like a lighter. I think of memory, it's like a sky blue, light blue kind of trim on it.
Yeah, it's a little bit more that, and it's got like a navy.
Yeah.
All the red detailing becomes navy, and then it goes into like a little cross for the badge and stuff. It's nice, but it's sort of like didn't really need it. It was.
Yeah, that's a 5-side nightmare too. Oh, let me just change me into my reversible shit. Oh, it's white on this side as well, actually. Oh,
yeah, it would be the one where you do a 5-side fail, and on top of that, I mean, it was like the away kit was shocking from 2004 to until probably the Peter Saville era, Umbros, the Taylor buys. The away kits were so shit, and the home kits got worse. And there was a point where I wanted Umbro to go. Genuinely, after 2008, I'm like, I'm done with Umbro. Like it's awful. It's cheap. It's shit. It was really poor. Just trying too hard, and then they almost had this massive rebirth, this renaissance, and then they're gone. And it'll never happen again. We'll never have. As much as we'd all want Umbro back again, it's never going to happen. It just isn't. Umbro will never have enough money to compete with Nike. I mean, Nike just took Germany. I mean, God, you can't stand up to that. You can't stand up to it. No. Have you got any more little bits and pieces, mate?
Right, we just had to take a momentary break because of the most weirdest thing has just happened. But I'll speak to Dan and see if he lets me put it in. It probably won't get put in, but you've mentioned back of the neck details or collar details. The Bruce Lee Seattle Sounders shirt that's hidden behind me.
Yeah,
lovely little yin and yang logo. Love that. And I've just got about 12-ish shirts here just to quickly fire off.
Fire off, mate.
Ajax Daily Paper shirt. Lovely little double branding of the Daily Paper. Also underneath the badge. But weirdly enough, banned in Europe, so none of that detail actually happened in the game.
UEFA ruining the crack.
You can't mention an Ajax neck collar shirt, neck detailed in without obviously 3 little birds beautifully on the back of the shirt.
Probably the most iconic.
Again, banned. Have to bring in this bad boy. You mentioned Schalke before. This came into my head instantly because this has also got a bit of German there.
Absolutely, yeah. Liebesland Grün-Weiß.
Which means green and white forever, I believe.
Of course, yeah. We are not going to Oktoberfest.
Beautiful Italian Renaissance shirt. And obviously, Italians have to do it with a bit of Italian class, don't they? Italia.
One of the best neck sew details going. Gorgeous. And the sleeve detail as well. The tricolor.
When I can work out a camera.
Stunning. Love that.
Double sleeved as well. Done on both sleeves. Love that.
And also a little tiny red sort of dot within the Renaissance print, which is quite subtle. I love that detail.
Beautiful. Love that. It's bringing it all the showstoppers. Look, nothing on the actual back of the shirt, but then on the inside, lovely little.
Oh, that's the old Dad's Army sticker, isn't it? The old. Oh my God! Oh, do you think you are kidding?
My Dad's Army shirt.
If anyone knows the intro to Dad's Army, it's the little flags as arrows moving around the map of Europe, and then Britain starts jutting out. It just looks like the little Union Jacks that Britain has.
This one's a bit faded, actually. But it's that zebra Manchester United shirt, and then in the collar it says OT 110, which Old Trafford 110, and then the writing's actually come off on this, but it says 110 years of. Fucking hell, can't even read it actually.
Is it in English? Oh, it's not in German. That's why.
We mentioned before in episodes about when teams like simplify their badges. So United this season, the third shirt. Arsenal going to the cannon for some of their away and third shirts. Manchester United 2021-22 Ronaldo return home shirt. And they've just gone for a little beautiful, simple devil on the back of the shirt there. Yeah, I love this shirt. So, especially in heat ready spec, it's got that little bit of extra detail in it. In the I think you said it in the Snowflake remake. It's got like a ribbed.
Yes, it's a lovely detail on the sleeve. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? And I've just noticed that as well. Youth, courage, success, embroidered into the collar itself. Another Manchester United 2007 to 2009, the Manchester United shirt of like the Ronaldo era. Again, a lovely little devil in the back of the shirt, and obviously the famous stripes that always come off on the back of the shirt. That's a lovely little detailing as well.
Yeah, mate. That I'll tell you what. That United turn up, you got Tevez, Berbatov, Rooney, Ronaldo, and they're wearing that. Ronaldo's in long, so it's game over.
Yeah,
absolutely game over kit there.
You got John O'Shea just popping up, Darren Gibson, Raphael, Fabio.
Those two crazy brothers. I'll get one free on curls. Yeah.
I miss these players so much. Another Manchester United shirt, 2016-17. So Jose Mourinho's first season, Pogba's first season. Well,
Zlatan.
Yeah, Zlatan's
that great League Cup final win. Who did you beat that year?
Oh, come on. Do you want me to say?
Yeah, I can't just refresh the memory.
I think actually, they conceded a late goal today actually as well. We scored a late goal against the Scrummers, Southampton. That's who it was. Who was
Manolo Gabbiadini. Manolo Gabbiadini.
He was like shit hot for a season with Southampton.
I know. But
then this has a lovely Newton Heath I want to say not a sticker. It's like vinyl kind of thing printed into the
Yeah,
back.
for sure.
They normally get quite wrecked actually, but that's in like perfect condition. But we'll just ignore that on the back.
Love Rashford. Love Rashford. At least you want Greenwood like all your other ones. Yeah, Carol.
And back on Ajax, this would be 2022, 2021, 22
Yeah,
away shirt. It's got the 3Xs. Simple.
nice.
Simple, but it's, you associate the 3Xs by it, so it's just lovely. It's lovely little detailing like that. This is a weird one. Club Bruges.
Yep.
Anniversary style shirt with the old style lace collar there. It's actually got the Club Bruges like bit of a website going on there. And then this is a saying of yours, I think, actually, isn't it? No sweat, no glory.
You know it, mate.
That's what was getting said next door, actually, isn't it?
I believe. I believe that was the motto going on. I think they tapped the sign as they went in to the arena, as we're going to call it. Jesus wept. I need to get a new camera. Yeah.
And last one from me. AC Milan. That Kaka goal at Old Trafford is literally the reason why I own the shirt. It's Team Guy, so I know you're probably not a fan, but
A little bit sick in my mouth. Yep.
I think this Team Guy works well with this though.
Some clubs it worked with, and I think because Milan was so iconic in the same way that Zidane was, it gives it a pass. But I think any other team, for me, absolutely, it falls on its ass, that kit for everyone else.
And the lovely little neck detailing is Rossoneri. Wrote in again, Italians just do it different. That's just wrote in pure. I think that font type is Italian class. I think that's what that's called.
You had me there. I thought you meant it was so good.
I've got another one, last one, but I don't know if I can count it.
Go on in.
I'm going to throw it in. Stone Roses Manchester United shirt. I know
it's heavy on Easter eggs. This kit heavy on the Easter eggs.
Yeah, it's the Easter egg kit.
This is like your nan turning up. 15 Easter eggs there, Jackie.
Beautiful lemon at the top of the shirt, but my favourite detail is actually on the inside.
Beautiful lemon occasionally wears it. Yeah.
The Stone Rose is actually embroidered. Why the fuck is the size label there? You've never done that.
Get it gone.
You've never done that ever. But yeah, that's a record for me. 12 in about 5 minutes there.
That is your fastest, mate. I'm gonna have to speed round it as well. So I do need to I'll do an honourable mention quick. This is Dynamo Kiev's kit from it would be 21-22. Yeah, so when the war was breaking out, and they stuck the Ukrainian flag just on the centre of the chest. All the players, all the teams basically had that little Ukraine flag on there. So big shout out to that. Some little something in Ukrainian on the neck there. I don't know what that means, but just for a print, it is unbelievable. It's worth getting. If you ever get a chance to get one of these, do. You'll not be disappointed. But I just love that little Ukrainian flag on there. Just a little
I like that.
Just one off to Putin. So I'm going to do a quick fire of what I deem as sort of like the international godfathers of Easter eggs. My international, I don't know, temptress. My international guilty pleasure is Italy by miles. I've probably got more Italy kits than I have England kits. There's something about it; they just always have a great colour. So for me, Italy like the godfathers of little tiny bits of fuckery in their kit. One of them is the difference between their long sleeve shirts and their short sleeve shirts. Now, this is Kappa's first iteration, version of an Italy shirt. This is from been the end of 98 or start of 1999. They brought this out. Super baggy. This before they went to their non-baggy version. And notice the V collar on it.
Yeah.
Now, I'll just drop that one on the floor for a second there. And I'm going to bring up the long sleeve version of exactly the same shirt. Now, can you notice a difference in the
Yeah,
kit?
that's not a V-neck, is it?
That's correct, mate. It's a round neck collar. Now, on the home and away kits, they both had a round neck for the long sleeve and a short sleeve had a V neck. And it turns out, this goes back for, this isn't the first time this sort of thing's happened. So I could go through the entire rail, but from 86 to I think 92, 93,
Yeah.
all the Italy kits went from short sleeve V neck, long sleeve, round neck
Yeah,
as a complete bit random. Yeah. So
I
if
think
you,
from a styling outfit, that works. I think.
and I think it's to do with the fact that they used it, is that they had a much more traditional thing of like the winter weight. It wasn't a case of you had a change of strips, you'd have different versions. In Italy, you had like a summer weight kit and a winter weight kit because their winters are much more severe and their summers are much more severe as well. So
Yeah.
when it's cold out there, it's cold, and when it's warm out there, it's lovely. Whereas here it's much more within a sort of closer sort of remit, or we'd put like a t-shirt on underneath or something like that. There, they had two versions of shirt, and then you could get like a thicker shirt, and I think maybe it's something to do with that. So when they wore it, they had that bit more around the neck, so it just held a bit more heat in. They just kept it a bit warmer or whatever. But yeah, so that's a little Easter egg that Italy did. Then we go to the Puma years. Obviously, these are just ended. So Puma's first, or no, tell like Puma's second kit they had. So this is for Euro 2004. This is a shirt that was done with in collaboration with, little tag on the neck there, or on the bottom of the waist, sorry, in collaboration with Neil Barrett, who also did the heat welding stuff that was done on the 2006 World Cup home kit. So a bit of a departure from fabric. I don't know if everyone's ever owned one of the player spec 2006 World Cup kits. For me, one of the ugliest kit that's ever won a World Cup. Probably the ugliest World Cup final in history in terms of kit wise, but they stuck it. Puma did stick a few good things on, especially on this 2004 kit. I absolutely love it. One little detail is to create a natural shimmer on the Italy badge. They've used multi-tonal gold threads to create a sort of like a texturizing or like almost like a shimmer effect. And they've also done it on the Puma on the sleeve. So if you come around to there, the Puma is like, it's a flat piece of print, but it's actually a
Yeah.
colorized texture to add that richness and that effect to it. So you actually get quite a luxurious looking shirt. It's full of little cuts and panels, and this is way ahead of like the Tailored by Umbro stuff. They have this sort of second undersleeve going on this kit. Home and away are exactly the same, but they didn't have any difference on the collar. So the collar was the collar for the long sleeve and short sleeve on this. But I absolutely love it.
It's just Italian class again, isn't it?
It's great. Bobbles like a motherfucker. It's one of the worst bobbling shirts in history. I mean, I think I bobbled it just by showing up to the camera. But gorgeous. Even the 3 stars they've changed the gold on them to make it look like there's some sort of shine on it. Fantastic. Just it's a
Love that.
beautiful shirt. Just so crisp, so simple, and the text on it is just incredible. It's like proper Roman looking font. I had one with Totti on the back, and I wore it to death. I bought it in Verona, and it got ruined. So obviously they've gone from that. Puma's last effort. Now, when this come out, I was thinking, what is the point in this? They're just selling it, making a bit of money. It's a bit rubbish. And then I got to see it in the flesh as I drop out my hand there. So this is Puma's last Italy kit, and I absolutely love it. They just sort of thrown it back to, in terms of the shape, it is a bit more like that one, where the 2004. They've got obviously the new Italy crest on there, which is quite nice. It's sort of it's just a much finer, different textured badge. Just gorgeous, really nice neck collar. And you're wondering, oh, what the 4 quarters all about? It looked a bit weird. I couldn't ever really make sense of
Yeah.
it, but it's actually in sort of reflection of the 4 years that they've won the World Cup. So what's that?
Oh,
So 34, 38, 82, and 2006. And that's why the quarters are different colour. But it's not the actual print they've used on the inside of the collar is lovely. And on the back, they've got a little gold Italia, which looks lovely. And then they've got a little neck tape going around it as well. Again,
that's
that lovely
class.
Puma fabric. It's a really nice shirt, and it's so cheap. for me, Italy's been really unlucky in qualification in last few years. You know, and failing to get to like World Cups and all that. That is a wonderful shirt. It's so simple with enough detail. It's not trying too hard, and with the print on it, oh my god, the name sets on it look amazing. I mean, it'll come back stronger one day, but Tonali on there looks absolutely brilliant. So that's one. But I'll save my best Italy Easter egg kit for last. It's Nike's first season effort, and they went all out. They've just gone, right, we're going to flood it. I think it was Dramberg was part of the team, Drake Ramberg on this, and he spoke about like sort of how they could they weren't allowed to put the Nike badge on the player shirts. Obviously, Nike thinking, well, we need to get our brand out there. So on the player shirt, so this is a player spec kit. So as you can see, it's got a much larger FIGC crest than the normal. It's also got no Nike tick on the shirt as well. So this would have been one of those. Also, the number on it, it's the original number, and it's got the sort of stamp cut out, not the not really crisply cut. It's actually got this sort of like basically when the stamp cuts out, it sort of takes a bit of the number with it.
Yeah,
so it's sort of, it just almost like bevels it in. On the newer numbers, they're cut and you can actually see the line going through it. But on this, it's got like a stamp cut bit. One of the best details here on the bottom of the number, there's a multi-flock layup. So you've got the number, you've then got a yellow flock Italian or tick, a yellow flock tick going through the back. That's in little segments. And then you've got the little white Italian letters all added on as well, all separate. Little detail like that, just absolutely gorgeous. The pattern going through the kit is insane.
Yeah.
Like the jacquard on this is just superb. It's beyond belief. And Nike's little sort of, I suppose they sort of beat the system a little bit. So they made the kits, and you can see on the jacquard on the front, the gigantic, great, Italy. They've put the years that they won the World Cup across there. So you've got 34, 38, and 82. Actually, in the jacquards, it goes round with Campione del Mondo. Bear in mind, this was a shirt that wasn't for a World Cup, but they just celebrated the fact. It didn't even go to the Euros. It was literally just used in qualification. And Nike's little get out was they managed to stick. You just see on the bottom there.
Yeah, I can see it shimmering.
The Nike ticking. Yeah, it's shimmering in. So that was their way of getting the kit into the matchday kits and got round Nike's. Got round the FIGC remit that you couldn't have it. So it's a good little, almost like a branded one, but they loaded up with little features. This was one of the first instances on a kit I can remember having like a little neck tape detail added on. Nike had started to do this with sort of like if you get your Borussia Dortmunds or your 1860 Munichs, PSGs, they added like a little like logo on. And here they've added on the little Italian flag on the back. Looks gorgeous, great stuff. You then go down to the sleeve cuffs. Different gravy. I mean, look at that. The trickle, the green, white, and red. They're stunning. And just to top it all off, just in case you forgot that they'd won 3 World Cups, on one sleeve only, they popped on the little 3-star label.
Nice.
Just, mate, it's full of it. Little gold braid, but absolutely chock full of detail. That, and it's so subtle. It's so subtle. You look at it from far away, you think, oh, it's good. It's got a bit of texture in there, a bit of gloss, but it's got loads going on with it. But at the same time, it still doesn't look too much. And that's why, for me, I think Italy have always been the sort of masters of little tiny bits, whether it's the collar changes, the upside, the triangles sort of setup that Diodora had from like 92, when they stuck that in for like the flags, right the way through to, I mean, Adidas are trying, but my God, it looks an absolute tip. Who knows what's going on there? It's just an absolute shit show. But yeah, Italy for me will always chuck you some fantastic nugget.
They're just like we've said throughout this episode, it's just Italian class, isn't it? It's just like has to be written in the law that whatever football shirt comes for that national team, excluding Adidas, has to be just unbelievable.
Yeah,
And yet,
definitely, mate.
that Nike shirt there, you look at it and you see all like the jacquard, and you just think you don't even think to look at for Easter eggs in it because it's that beautiful. And then you've just mentioned all the ones that I didn't even notice there was a Nike tick in there. I probably have noticed it subconsciously, and just never really thought about it. And now you've like made like a whole like thing about it. It's like, oh yeah, so. And I didn't know about the last Puma shirt, why it was broken into 4 squares. I wasn't really a fan of it, but now it's tied in with them winning the 4 World Cups. I've probably done 180 on it, and I like it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, in hand, it's really nice. It's such a nice kit in hand. It just feels good. It's the same year as the Man City kit from last year. It's that same season, so you've basically got the same build quality and style. It's just a good kit. It's just lovely, clean, crisp. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. There's bits out there to enjoy, boys. Just got to go looking for it.
Yeah, we definitely missed some. So if we have missed some, feel free to message us, or reply in the comments, or just reply to the post on social media about it, because there is definitely some that we've missed, but we've tried our best to cover as much as we can in an hour or so.
We definitely have done. I bet it's bloody good showing. You've been treated there. Treated.
I mean, even I've got shirts off the rail. That's how good this show's been. I'm not just sat there back watching you, and I've actually got shirts off the rail.
Oh mate, I know. Really, we've really pushed the boat out, pulled our finger out. Lots of things have been pushed and pulled, in and out. Some more than others.
Shout out, by the way. Love that.
Well, there's enough shouting out, mate.
Speaking of shout outs, is there anything you want to shout out or plug? Maybe plug, yeah.
Shouting out for a plug.
Plug's not the right terminology, is it?
Don't know, mate. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Shirts Boots for 18th of May, Bootle FC Liverpool. 11 a.m. doors open, 2 p.m. kickoff, awards ceremony after, fun and games going on, giveaways, football fair during the day. Some really great sellers turn up, including like Wally the Third kit, full-time fits from Liverpool, Sport Nostalgia, Jacob there, among others. So well worth turning up to that and seeing a few decent players, and including Ellis Platten and Alex Gildea Trot from Cop TV, you, I believe. So that's good, and it's all in aid of Tommy's. It's a baby charity, so please turn up and give generously to that. Other than that, mate, Gazzetta Sampa Tubing Glazes moved to a new time of 10 a.m. Saturday mornings. Ooh. Full Gazzetta now. We have gone full Gazzetta. It is full Football Italia. Saturday mornings, preview, espressos, pink papers. It's got the lot. And the last one will be Football Coliseum. Me and Will's weekly Wednesday is on YouTube and Spotify, where we talk absolute nonsense. And we're finishing off the second half of our all-time Prem 11. And we've got.
Still can't believe you forgot that certain player in that certain position, like, but.
There's a lot of players in there. Mate, to be fair, it is an absolute nightmare. And somehow I've got to now narrow down, or we've got to now narrow down to a right midfielder, a left midfielder, or left right winger, and a two forwards, 2 strikers to go in, plus a manager. And I think we're going to have to fill a bench up of 5 people. It's going to be very tough. And the players that are missing out, it's impossible. You can't do it. You can't field. You can't put a 7-man midfield out there. It's impossible. Can't do it. So someone's got to lose, and the reasons are very brutal. So yeah, well worth listening to that.
Love that.
What about you, mate? What are you plugging away at?
I am okay. I also have another podcast. I have Lazy Punditry. That's more just football based. Just like basically just giving a very lazy / funny analysis of the weekend's football. That's with
I like that.
Luke Seychelles. And that comes
Ooh.
out.
Where's he from? Mauritius?
He's from near you, actually.
Is he? Oh, good bloke. What's it?
South London, so near you, closer to you than it is to me.
Yeah, I mean Wales is close as well, I suppose. Yeah.
But yeah, that's just mainly about football, really, and then just having like a not that too serious. You know, I think a lot of these football podcasts they're now like too into it, like this is how City did this, blah blah. No, it's just basically what you'd hear down the pub, really.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so just give that a follow. It's on TikTok, like all like the clips and that Lazy Punditry Pod, and obviously Shirts in Time. This pod is on YouTube if you're an audio listener, so check it out. And then follow all of it on social media as well. But yeah, that's it for me, mate.
Right, brilliant. I'll have to look forward to having a listen to that. Great stuff. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for having me on, mate. As usual.
As always, mate. Well, it's a new thing now, isn't it? You're here to stay now. Well, I don't know. Actually, after that City shirt, I'm going to be speaking to Pete after this. So.
I should have pulled out more.
Is that what your neighbour said, or?
I believe so. Find out in 9 months.